Welcome back to the podcast. We are the Content Digest. How's it going, Justin?
It's going pretty good, Jerry. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. It's a nice Sunday here in this place that we live.
Yeah,
that might be.
Been enjoying the weather here. It's been reasonable to my liking.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you want to talk about today?
I think we should get into some film.
Some film? What kind of film?
Um,
Maybe a new trilogy that just came out? Not
maybe
came out,
just
finished.
completed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be a good jumping off point. And then maybe we can just talk about some other films in general that we're interested in and excited about.
Maybe some upcoming films. Maybe our favorite movies from 2010s. Since it is a new decade.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Maybe
I'm excited.
some video game adaptions of film. You know what I mean? Like The New Witcher, maybe.
Yeah.
Which isn't a film, but you know what I mean.
No.
So
I mean, it's very similar in how it's shot.
Yes. It seems like they... Well, we'll get into that. Let's not get into that now. Where can people find us, social media-wise?
So, we are at Content Digested on Twitter. We are at The Content Digest on Facebook. And we are Content Digest on YouTube. You'll also be able to find us on any of our podcast platforms as The Content Digest.
That'll be exciting for them.
That's going to be very exciting. We're going to try to minimize the amount of...
filler.
Yeah, that we put in. We just wanted to get everything collected one time for everybody, and then it's just going to be in our description from here on out.
Yeah, so you're going to find us, you're going to like us on our social media, and make us famous.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate that. Like, absolutely appreciate that.
Before it happens, we're very appreciative.
So that was your week.
Good week.
Yeah?
Yeah, good start to a new year.
Yep.
World War III on the horizon.
I can't wait.
Living the
I
dream.
cannot wait to get drafted.
Can you be drafted at our age?
I don't know, but I think they'll find a way, is what I'm saying.
If they needed to.
You want to just join up?
Just enlist, yeah. Why don't we
here,
just
look that up.
enlist?
Yeah. We're going to use the computer right now. You can't see this, but we're talking about it. How old can you be drafted? Somebody out there is screaming at us, but we can't hear you.
25, that's what I
18
thought.
to 25.
25 is the... We're past the age of draft.
We're well past the age of draft.
Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, send them.
Yeah, let's go.
That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible.
Okay, I take back everything I just said.
This is why we're not a political podcast.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could become... If that's what you want, we'll become one, but I doubt that. Do you really need more politics in your life with everything that's going on?
I need less.
Same.
So,
legitimately same.
We're just going to have a brief message from one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
In a galaxy far, far away, 20 years after the Resistance squashed the Final Order,
those guys are bad.
an evil threat has returned to the galaxy.
Oh no!
The Resistance has become complacent after the founding of the Third Republic.
Me's gonna do something.
And only one man stands in the way of the re-risen Emperor Palpatine.
He's got sparkle fingers.
This Christmas, find out what it really takes to be a Gungan, starring Christopher Walken in The Rise of Jar Jar.
Me's gonna slap you.
This film not yet rated.
Wow, Jerry. That movie looks incredible.
I cannot wait to see Christopher Walken in that movie.
I love Christopher Walken.
He's so good.
Iconic character.
Yep.
Iconic actor.
He might be the next Sith. You never know. Like, what if they're setting that up?
You know, that was a storyline in
So Jar Jar was
supposedly
a
in the
Sith.
past. Yeah. Like Plagueis, I believe, was even what I think he was meant to be.
Was Jar Jar? Was supposed to be Darth Plagueis?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Either that or he was supposed to replace the Emperor. I guess I'd have to go back and double check because I haven't heard that theory in a long time.
Jar Jar as the Emperor would be terrifying. Like, legitimately terrifying.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense that if he was just another one of the Sith, he's the reason that the Emperor became Supreme Chancellor.
That makes sense. Oh my god. I think we just figured everything out.
Hey, I think it's been figured out before, but...
Hey, J.J. Abrams, if you need any help with any new movies, let us know. We got this.
Yeah, but I'm super excited for The Rise of Jar Jar.
Well, and that leads us into talking about Star Wars, I
Yeah,
guess.
in general. So, how do you get started in Star Wars, Jerry?
I think like most of us as a child, my mom loved it. She made me watch it. I think the fourth one, so the first one, so the episode 4.
Correct.
And I enjoyed it. So I watched more and more. As growing up, my favorite movie was episode 2, which a lot of people think is weird. I love General Grievous. 4 lightsabers.
He is cool.
Yeah. So that's my start. Just as a child, I loved it. I always wanted to be in Star Wars. I remember growing up in like middle school. I had a friend who was 100% sure he was going to direct episodes 7, 8, and 9, and he said I could star in them. That obviously didn't happen.
That's unfortunate. I didn't know you were friends with JJ.
It wasn't JJ.
Oh.
That's probably why it didn't happen. How
Uh,
about you? How'd you
well,
start?
similar story actually. I got started as a child watching the 1997 special edition. I think it was.
Episode 1 or a special?
Episode
No.
4.
Oh, a special
the
edition.
first time it got re-released.
Understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the VHS tape that my mom had.
Okay.
So I watched that when I was young. She loved the series. It's one of her favorite series. We still watch them every year when they come out.
Yep.
Or every time they come out, we still go and see them.
Like this most recent one.
Yeah, we did. We went and saw it. My mom loved it.
Yep.
And yeah, from there, I think that my favorite episode has always been Return of the Jedi.
Episode 6.
Yeah, that is. I don't know why that one was always iconic to me. I think maybe like when I was young and I was watching them, seeing Luke basically be like a Jedi after having been a little bit of a whiny like kid
Yeah.
for the last couple of movies. He had moments in the second movie, but he really came together as like the full-fledged character. And when Obi-Wan and Yoda basically are telling him he has to kill his father, and the fact that he hasn't decided on whether or not he wants to kill his father means the Emperor has already won. And then he ignores them and goes on to beat his father, but convince him to join him. And I think that has always stuck with me. It's an incredible movie, in my opinion, my favorite.
Spoiler alert, his father is Anakin.
Yeah,
I hope that wasn't a surprise to anyone. I really do.
want to make sure that we don't spoil something that happened like
40
14
years ago. What do you
Well,
mean?
Yes, yeah.
Not 40, 30 something.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about when the prequels came out.
Oh,
but-
1999, the first one. So that
So
was
20 years ago. 20 years
21, 20 years ago.
yeah.
So I'm sorry if that spoiled it. I'm really sorry. I do want to point out, episode 2 is not my favorite anymore. It was when I was growing up. My favorite's episode 5.
That's fair.
Yeah, The Empire Strikes Back is iconic to me.
Right?
Hoth, opening scene.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, let's get into what we actually came here to talk about. The new one, Rise of Skywalker. What were your opinions? You said your mom loved it, and I like how you carefully didn't say I loved it as well.
Well, I did not love it. I mean, I think I'm probably in the minority at this point, but I did appreciate the fact that they tried to correct a lot of the mistakes. Like, I understand they wrote themselves into a hole, and there was a lot of mishandling of the series, of this trilogy in general, but I think that I am the type of person to try to give allowances in that situation and appreciate what's brought to me.
Yes.
If I was to just look at it and look at the trilogy as a whole, like, obviously there were a lot of mishandlings and mistakes, and the movie really felt like it should have been longer, and it felt like they shouldn't have had to go through as much of the retconning, as much of the rewriting as they did in the final movie.
Thanks, Last Jedi.
Right. But at the end of the day, I really felt like, other than the last like 15 minutes, I think they did an incredible job of making all of those things fit comfortably into that time. Like, it could have been better, it could have been smoother, but they, in order to have done that, they would have either had to make the movie longer,
4 hours, 5 hours.
right, or they would have had to completely leave out a lot of the things that needed to be answered as far as like continuity.
Yes.
So, from my perspective, I think that given where the series was, I think a 10 out of 10. attempt at recovering it for the first 90% of the movie. The last 15 minutes of the movie, I think it was like right adjacent to what I would have said would have been a decent enough way of fixing everything. I just think that they slightly missed the mark. Sorry about my dog. We'll show you pictures later.
Yeah, I was about to say thanks, Tech. Good job. Lay back down, please. Right,
what about you?
Thanks, Tech, again. I just, as a whole, I think they started okay. The Force Awakens I liked as an homage to the first one, if that makes sense.
If it was, yeah, I understand.
I like what they tried to do. I enjoyed parts. I think that was the best of the three, to be honest. Personally, I don't know how anyone else feels about that. And The Last Jedi, there were parts of it I enjoyed. I thought it was okay as a movie.
It was a very good cinematography.
Yeah, I think it was a poor Star Wars movie, but I thought it was an okay movie. And I agree with what you said. They tried to fix some of the issues that they wrote themselves into, and I appreciated that. I didn't like the pacing. At the beginning, the pacing was horrible.
Yeah, the whole movie, I think the pacing, other than maybe a little bit in the middle, the pacing was really off. And I think part of that was they needed to make the movie long. The movie needed to be at least 3 hours long in order to to
fix everything they wanted to fix
and make it feel comfortable.
Yes. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it as a whole.
I personally feel that JJ should have been given the entire trilogy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they were going to do that, or they needed to have a more consistent vision if they were going to have multiple directors.
Well, wasn't the plan that the first, like, originally wasn't the plan that the three were going to be about the three, like, the first one was about Han, the second one was about Luke, the third one was supposed to be about Leia.
Correct.
But then Carrie Fisher
still did that. They filmed. I didn't know. I don't know if this was made available before the film was released, but I didn't realize that Leia was going to be in the film nearly as much. I did not realize Carrie Fisher was going to be in that movie as much as she was.
I didn't either. I thought they were going to little cameos of her.
She
was in it far more. They stitched her in.
Best part about that for me, I really enjoyed how much of her was in the movie, and they kind of did allow them to do Leia's as the last movie. And I really liked how they tied her character in. I think that was one of the best handled parts of the new movie was Leia.
This might be really controversial. It would have been much better if they hadn't done the way they did it and like done some weird CGI stuff. I think they could have written it better. They could have done more, which I'm sure people hate me saying that, and I'm sorry, but they could have made the movie as a whole better. And I'm sure I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm sure a lot of people would have been really pissed about that. I know a lot of people would have been really pissed if they'd done that, but I just think they could have done more with it if they tried that method.
I think, what do you think the biggest flaw in either the new trilogy or the final movie was?
I think, like you said, the ending was kind of
Yeah.
Of the last movie. Like, and what's his face coming back. Yeah, just the way they handled wrapping it all up, I didn't like.
Yeah.
I think that was my biggest problem with it.
I felt like that. I think that my biggest problem with the last movie, and it becomes a problem with the whole series, is that they didn't seem to take into account like the continuity of the trilogy.
Yeah.
Of the original trilogy. If this movie is supposed to be the completion of the Skywalker saga, and this trilogy is supposed to be the completion of the Skywalker saga, then continuity between the original 6 episodes and the final 3 episodes, like, is of the utmost importance. This film should be made to feel as though these 9 episodes released during the same 20-year period.
Yeah.
It should feel as though they're all one story.
That
and
clearly
it
didn't
did
happen.
not feel like one story.
No.
And I think one of the biggest problems is that at the end of the episode, when Rey is beating the Emperor, first off, the fact that the Force Ghost could interact with people and like
which was completely different than what they set up in the first one,
right?
Or not in the Last Jedi.
Well, Yoda affected the real world in The Last Jedi. He caused lightning to burn
but in a different, like, it
But
was
he
different.
did. But they could never do that, as far as I remember, in the original trilogy or in the
have a Force Ghost effect? Yeah.
yeah.
But then they had Yoda do that, and then immediately they had Luke in the end of The Last Jedi fighting.
But he wasn't. That
Kylo
was a
Ren.
projection. That was a Force projection.
Okay, I'm
He
sorry.
hadn't died yet.
I'm yeah, sorry. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Never mind. Don't listen to me. I'm stupid. I was confusing things.
No, but so I think the main problem that it created was that at the end of the movie, when Rey is fighting the Emperor, and Rey said, and they tell Rey that all of the Jedi are from all of history are behind her, and that is how she has the power to beat the Emperor. That has all of the Sith behind him.
Yeah.
Like the question that begs is, where were the Force ghosts when Luke was fighting the Emperor?
Yeah, right. Like, why
Right?
weren't they helping him?
Where were they? Why weren't they there? Like, the only extra one that's left is basically Luke. He's the only other Force Ghost that joined the ranks at that point, other than Ahsoka, I guess. Might have been alive, might not have been alive during that time. We don't know exactly when she died, but like realistically, why weren't they there then?
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest plot hole that it created. If the end of the movie negates the fact that the second and third episode should have happened.
Yes.
Or the fourth and fifth episode should have,
Yeah,
or fifth and sixth episode should have happened.
Yes.
That is the biggest problem.
We got you. I think most of us are with you.
I hope so, but
The thing I was getting to, which I messed up, was so in the Force projection thing, in 8, they can't interact. Like, he dodges him instead of fighting him because he can't interact with him. And then in the new one, the Force projection thing, like, she gives him a lightsaber at the end. Kylo Ren, through Force, however she did that. Like, he didn't have one. She did the
but
thing.
that did happen in 8. That was specifically their interactions, and that was never explained either. But that was specifically their interaction. If you remember, that happened in 8, and I believe in 7.
When did that happen? Okay. When did that happen? They touched, didn't they?
She grabbed his clothes or something, and
right.
pulled it through, and like had it.
That makes sense. Never
So
mind.
It did happen.
I'm very wrong.
It did happen.
I'm wrong about
but
a lot
they
of
never
things.
explained how that works and why Yoda wasn't helping people by using that ability, or like how they specifically got that ability, or maybe I'm just not as knowledgeable on the expanded universe, but I've never seen any kind of interaction like that where you could just like hand something over through the Force.
Yeah, well, that was my problem with it. I've never seen anything like
multiple
that
times though. That was set up. So like,
okay.
When I saw that in the final movie, I was like, that's kind of okay. I'm sad that we never got to see Luke's green lightsaber.
Yeah, that is sad. They were both blue.
Yeah, we got Anakin. We really got Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah.
But we never got Luke's lightsaber, and I felt like that was something that you could have definitely brought in.
Say lovey. Thanks, J.J. Abrams. All right, well, we've been talking for 15 minutes about this.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit over our time budget, but that's
a little
fine.
bit. That's fine. I think we have another
film ad.
Wow. What a surprise. Film ads during a film.
It's a really good time for
All
movies.
right. We'll talk to you soon. I've caught on to his tail. I'm headed to interview his former partner, Dame Trudy Pench.
Oh, Joey, you know I don't know where JoJo is.
I know that you know exactly where he is. You were with his crew back in 16. I've been on your tail this whole time. I can't pin anything on you, but I know that I can pin it on him. I've been searching for 15 years for him. He's always throwing new crap at me. Give it up, Roderick. Where's JoJo?
You're gonna have to kill me if you wanna know where JoJo is. I'll never talk.
I caught him. It's time to bring this monkey in. JoJo, you're coming with me.
This summer, there's gonna be no monkeying around with Joey Botaneglapo on the case in Monkey Games.
Do you think he catches that monkey?
I hope he does.
Yeah, that monkey sounded super evil.
Sounded like a bad monkey.
Yeah. when he did that ooh ah, 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 at the end.
That was aggressive.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I really didn't like that.
It might hurt him.
I really didn't like Dame Trudy Tench. What was her name? Dame Trudy Pench? Something stupid.
I think it's Pench.
It's a dumb name.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. Well, that movie looks questionable. We'll have to wait and see. But are there any movies of the last 10 years that you found to be your favorite?
One that I can think of right now, Ex Machina. You ever seen that one?
I've never gotten the opportunity to see it.
That is a fantastic film. I would recommend anyone to see that. It delves into AI and all this cool stuff. I remember one of the reasons it was so good, I had no expectations. You know when you go into a movie like Endgame or something like that, you're like, oh, it's hyped up, this is going to be amazing, and then it's okay. Mm-hmm. Like this movie, knew nothing about it at all. A friend of mine said, hey, we're going to go see a movie. And I'm like, cool, because that's when I was cool back then, when I would just do stuff. So we went. Fantastic film. I highly recommend it. I don't want to spoil that like we did Star Wars, even though it came out in 2016.
That's okay.
2015?
I've
Maybe it's
heard
2014.
good things about that movie, honestly.
How about you? Is there anything you can think of right now, off the bat, best freaking movie?
Well, I think if I were to answer like what movie I thought was the best movie, it would be different than what I thought my favorite movie was.
Well, let's go with favorite.
My favorite movie over the last 10 years was Godzilla King of Monsters.
Really?
I love Godzilla. I've loved Godzilla. I used to watch the 1960 Godzilla movies when I was like 4 or 5.
Wow.
Like,
you were 4 in 1960?
Yeah.
Wow.
You weren't supposed to tell everybody my age, but...
Oh, okay. He was not 4 in 1960.
Yeah, what he said. No, but I think that the new one... I got to see Ghidorah again and Rodan. It was really cool, and it was really epic. The musical scores were on point. I like the American Godzilla sound. It's different, but I like it. I also loved Shin Godzilla. Shin Godzilla was another movie that I think one of my favorite movies of the 2010s.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
What about any movies you're looking forward to?
Evangelion.
Obviously.
4.0.
Obviously. Anyone who knows you would know that.
Yeah. I've been waiting for maybe 10 years for this movie. So
Is that this year? I forget.
They have announced that it's supposed to be coming out. Let me double check the date on it while you let me know what your most excited movie is.
Okay, he's busy Googling. I will talk about my favorite movie I found about recently. I think we talked about this a little recently, a little while ago. Free Guy. You heard of that one?
Free Guy. No.
It's got Ryan Reynolds. He's an NPC.
Yes.
In a world, in a fantasy, or not fantasy, excuse me, RPG world. And like GTA, like it's supposed to be an amalgamation of GTA and Saints Row, those kind of things.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's an NPC at a bank in one of those worlds, and then he realizes like what's going on and how he can change things, and it looks amazing to me. I think it's gonna be hilarious. And Ryan Reynolds, don't let me down if you're listening.
I have never been let down by Ryan Reynolds in my life.
Yeah, that's and I don't want him at my funeral because I do not want to be let down by him one last time.
So Evangelion, actually official name is now 3.0 plus 1.0.
Very strange.
Not 4.0.
Thank you, Japan.
Well, they were teasing that was going to be the name for a while, so I'm not surprised by it.
I'm not surprised. Still weird.
And I mean, who knows? With judging by the way the series has been going, maybe it's 3.0 plus 1.0 because at the end the story restarts and begins retelling itself.
That would be very Evangelion.
It would be. That, you know what I mean? So maybe the story re-begins. Yeah.
What if it's halfway through? The end of the movie is halfway through, and then it's just the beginning of the first movie for the last half.
I wouldn't be upset.
No. Me neither.
I would not be upset at all. With slight differences, slight changes. Like they're re-editing it for a modern audience.
Yeah.
That would fit perfectly with our narrative. And it's coming out June 2020 in Japan.
Let's hope so. So how long until it comes here?
I don't think they have a U.S. release date, but I'll find a way for this.
You think like Fathom Events will do?
Buy it.
I think Fathom Events will do a thing if you want to see it in theaters. They always do that. Like they have that new Weathering with You's coming out soon.
Really, I hope so. I hope one of the local theaters or like one of the smaller, because we have the Performing Arts Theater, the Film Society.
Yes.
So hopefully one of those picks it up, because I would love to go see this in theaters. I think that would be
Incredible.
one of my favorite things to do ever.
Oh, look at this. It was delayed because of Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Fine, because I like Shin Godzilla.
Okay.
Hideaki Anno was the director for Shin Godzilla.
Okay, I'm glad you're okay with that.
Yeah.
I would have been upset. I've done a couple of those Fathom events, weird Japanese movies coming here. I just saw Konosuba, the show.
Oh.
I saw the movie. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I've
a little
heard
dumb.
weird things about Konosuba.
Oh, the show's great. The movie was a little weird. And I saw... I forget what else. I've seen a couple of them. If I think of them, I'll post it on Twitter or something.
Yeah, but we should. We should definitely have like a little maybe top 5, top 10 list posted on Twitter between the two of us.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Look out for that.
So, I know we have a little bit of a shortened time frame for this, but I really wanted to touch on video game adaptations into movies. What are your opinions?
They're usually terrible. There have been some good ones that I can think of, like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Oh, wait, not that one. Sorry, my bad.
That one,
no, that was the bad one.
Yeah. I think the original Mortal Kombat was good.
Okay, I didn't see that one, to
If
be
you,
honest.
If you take the original Mortal Kombat into context of being in the 90s, made in the 90s, I think it's a really good Mortal Kombat movie. Really fun.
I liked how they did the new Tomb Raider video game series, then they made the movie with what's-her-face? I forget her name.
I haven't seen the new movie. I like the original movies, but that might have just been because I was a teenage boy and it's Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, me too. But I think what they did with the new movie compared to the new game series, I think they did a good job with that.
That's cool. Prince of Persia was pretty, but I never played the game series, so it's really hard for me to judge that in that kind of context. Resident Evil, I thought those Resident Evil movies were good. I think Silent Hill was good. I think video games are more easily adapted into movies than
the other way around?
Than books.
Oh,
or
the other way.
The other way around. Has that ever happened?
Where a film became a video game? Yeah, there have been, like, Jurassic Park, the game, like, they do stuff like that.
Yeah, those are weird little ones. Okay.
The Lego Star Wars games, those are good, though.
Yes, but, like, I feel like the Lego games and the Lego movies are so, like...
They're their own thing.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
No, I definitely agree. I think that it is hard, but I do think overall it's easier to make a video game movie than a book movie adaptation.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot...
There's a lot more that goes into it.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to recreate something when it's already visually displayed in front of you and you're not going off of the imagination of the author that maybe didn't write it in as good a detail as they thought they did.
Absolutely. How do you feel about pets?
I love pets.
I think we should talk about pets next.
I think so.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. I think we're going to post pictures so that you can see what we're talking about while we're discussing our pets. Tell me about your cat.
She's very rotund. She kind of looks like a tabby, but not really. She's got a lot of colors. I don't know if tabby's the right word. You'll see. People will see. My favorite picture of her is her wearing her pizza outfit for Halloween. I'll get that going coming up. And she's just fun. She likes being petted, which is amazing because most cats hate everyone. You could just sit on the couch and she'll walk up to you and be like, "Yo, pet me."
Yeah,
and
she's
you have
super
to pet her.
Non-aggressive to people.
Yeah, she hates other animals.
Oh, yeah.
Despises other animals, loves people. How about the dog we've been hearing this whole time?
That's Tack. He is getting to have a little bit too much weight on him. We're going to have to cut him back a little bit.
Little tubby tubster?
Little bit. Just a little bit on that side. Other than that, I have a couple really nice photos of Tack. He took a picture with Santa Claus.
Oh, my God. I can't wait to see that.
Came out perfectly. He has a couple other pictures. Oddly enough, he likes to wear clothes. He's wearing
a little Bears outfit right now.
He is wearing his Bears jersey. He got a little bit of an injury, so I put that on so it's a little more breathable.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it can still like kind of
cover up
the wound. Yeah, while we have the antiseptic going.
We don't want him biting or scratching it.
Exactly. He gets excited every time I pick up one of his sweaters or something. He's like, thank you so much for putting it on me. I've been naked. He also would have been chewing a bone this entire time if we had kept one in here for him. Yeah, we took.
You would have heard that. Maybe you would have liked that. I don't know. Let us know on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you want me to have Tech be more a part of this stream, this podcast, let's go. I'll do it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'll bring the cat. She's not gonna make noise, but I'll bring her in.
She might when she's in the same room. Yeah. If we lock her in her room with Tech.
Yeah, you might hear fighting. I don't know.
If you want to hear that, I don't know if I'll support it.
Yeah, no, that's a little too much.
Well,
this has been a good episode.
this has been fun. This has been
Yeah.
really fun. I hope you guys have had fun. Let us know what you think. As always, we're looking for advice. We want to know what you like. If you like some of what we're doing in this episode more than the last episode,
Let us know.
well, we're gonna try to adapt. We're gonna try to bob and weave. Anything you'd like to say to the world, Jerry?
Spay and neuter your pets. Thank you, Bob Barker.
All right. Well, this is Justin and Jerry, and thank you for enjoying the Content Digest.